Forza Horizon 5 now have Hot Wheels expansion, 4 new Bumis, 10 new cars, 200 kilometers of Hot Wheels tracks. I mean, it's huge. But how do you feel about making a game where a lot of people, a lot of generation can be together because everyone is fan of Hot Wheels and now play this kind of graphics, this kind of dynamics with the Hot Wheels brand? How this it's for you important, and how this impacts in the Forza Horizon franchise?
Yeah, so Hot Wheels is such an iconic franchise. They've been at the top of their game for 50 years now. I think it's more than that, 53 years. And therefore it's touched so many people, because so many people have been kids within the last 5 decades. And you're reaching a point where people like me played with Hot Wheels when I was a kid, and now I have kids of my own who I play with Hot Wheels with. And that is something that we see a lot in Forza as well, that a lot of parents will play the game with their kids because it's a really accessible game. It has great difficulty settings. It's a game that is quite nice for taking turns or like just helping each other out in, and that allows us to replicate a lot of those kind of experiences that people have had with Hot Wheels in the game.
What do you think about the future of Forza Horizon? I mean, it's going to be this eternal parade and party for the race lovers, or which do you think is going to be the future? Because when we have Hot Wheels, we used to have Lego. It's amazing what you can do with the Horizon world.
Yeah, so it's a great question. So Horizon, you touched on Horizon being a game for everyone, and that's something that we say a lot as well. We talk about being the driving game for everyone, and that philosophy feeds into everything that we do. Sometimes it's about accessibility, sometimes it's about customization, sometimes it's about structuring the design in such a way that if we want to do something really challenging, then we make sure there's a path either to kind of get the 1-star version of it and move on, or indeed sidestep it entirely if you want to. So I'm glad you call that out, because it's something that's really important to us. In terms of where Horizon goes in the future, we are really closely linked with cars, car culture, the car industry, and as that drives forward and brings in new technologies, we reflect that in our game, and that always gives us new areas to go and be creative, new ways to express ourselves. A funny aside, I was actually replaying Forza Horizon 1 recently, and at the start of Forza Horizon 1, there's a bit where you're driving in the Dodge Viper, and the Dodge Viper blasts past this little cafeteria, and there's some cars in the car park. And back in 2012, those cars were intended to be like really just accessible, everyman cars. And you look at them today, and there's like a 98 Toyota Supra, there's a 69 Chevy Camaro, and it's like in 2012, they were cars that people could just buy, and now they're like £150,000 museum pieces. And just within that 10 years that Horizon has existed, there's been this shift in car culture and motoring that's already changed the way that we tell our stories and the things that we ask players to do, and the cars that we put real value in.
Just for the last question, and actually there is a lot of people that play these games, and the accessibility that you talk, and I remember in the November of the last year when Forza Horizon 5 was launched, you talk about a lot of accessibility. So now what you can say to all the people that a couple of years ago thought that they can never play games because they have some disability, and now with a lot of control, like the joystick of Xbox, and developers like Playground making the games specifically that people with disabilities can play, what you can tell to all the people that now they can play video games?
Yeah, I mean, you touched on it in the question there, but I think that we would consider ourselves at the forefront of accessibility. We take it incredibly seriously. We started down the project, and we actually said to ourselves that we want to try and win an award for accessibility. We kind of put that on the team to let them know that it was that important, and we made it one of the pillars of the game. And that change in thinking and the philosophy absolutely changed the way that we built the game. And the reaction has been fantastic because, like I said, we won the Game Award for innovation in accessibility.
Well, thank you for making that, and tell all these people, all these gamers with some disability, that they're never going to game alone or walk alone. So thank you very much, and thank you for your interview. Have a nice day. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Have a great day. You'll never walk alone.